go live if you can.
Well, welcome to the pre-ramble, guys. We're trying to work some stuff out, so just in case you don't hear us or something's going on, let us know.
Yep.
And I know there is. There's something wrong with our chat. The chat
my God,
is.
that was
What am I-
awesome.
Echo Gonzo.
Yep, I got it. Yep, I saw it as soon as I went over there. Guys, we're doing a little testing. We did change our channel name, so you will have to update your link. We're doing it as more_than_dice. There was a reason why we had to use at a podcast, but that has been changed and fixed, and so we are now just doing more than dice.
He says Kathy is a little quiet. I wasn't actually saying anything, but am I still quiet now that I'm actually talking for real?
Chat is not updating.
Yes, V says, so quiet.
Kathy's quiet? I've got...
Yeah, you're definitely quieter than Gonzo, which is normal, but
I've got them cranked up as high as I possibly can.
Let me look at my Skype.
Yeah, she sounds normal on here, so we'll have to keep testing it.
Yeah, you sound a little low. Not like horribly so, but noticeably so. Ooh.
No,
A little better now, I say. There you go. All right.
Everything's normal.
We're all fine here. How are you?
Oh, they all say that it's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
V is reminding you that challenge has been completed. So.
Yes, it will be. It did not get completed before the pre-ramble started.
Yes, it did.
Oh, I see. You're gonna play some dirty pool?
Yes, it did. I completed it before the pre-ramble started.
Time for that fight music, Kathy.
Da, 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 da.
All right, hold on.
Oh, it's been such a lovely day.
All right, I gotta go to all of them now.
It's fuck with Gonzo day.
Yeah, it is. As I sit there and trying to get everything ready and done, and then now I've got to get this done. Hold on, I gotta move that camera.
Yeah, change it.
I don't know. Whatever you did last week carried through to some of my scenes, which meant that I had problems during mine too, which was unfortunate because.
Well, I mute a lot of stuff.
That.
Yeah, I usually have to mute some of what we're doing, so I have to mute stuff.
Oh, and Missy's not here.
I know. That's the reason I was like, she's gonna get mad.
You don't have to mute my
channel.
Scene?
I have to send her a message.
All right. For some reason, my chat's not working on OBS, so I'll have to look at somewhere else. But, we did change our name to what was supposed to be. There was a long time ago when we started this, there were some things that were going on. We had to put at a podcast. So we were able to fix this and now just do more_than_dice. So you will have to.
Think of that, Gonzo. Someone heard we were actually coming to Twitch with our own podcast and stole our name for some god awful fucking reason.
Yeah. And stole different varieties of our name too, because there was not only More Than Dice, all one word. Then there was someone that stole More Than Dice podcast, and then I was able to get More Than Dice a podcast. And now I can get the underscore of more_than_dice, whatever.
Yeah. So there you
go. I'll message Mizzy.
I just sent her a message.
Oh, okay.
I didn't tell her about the name change though, so I'll do that.
Oh, she's around. She did comment when I put my I rearranged my action figures and such a bit.
So we got that figured out. We did do some commands. So just so you know. Yeah, Legionnaires, you'd be surprised. Like we at one time thought we wanted to get the morethandice.com webpage. And of course someone did that, and for people to know, I handled almost all the emails and all the everything that goes on behind the scenes. So my friends can do their stuff without having to worry about it. and we got sent emails saying, "Hey, we'll sell you morethandice.com for a measly $500 and some odd dollars." I'm like, "Nope." Or we want to
What's
use.
that? What's that word? Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
I was going to go with HFN, but that works too.
Or they would be like, "We want to use some of your videos and our thing, but we don't want to pay you or give you any, props for doing it." Which we had someone recently that was like, "Hey, we want to use a little segment from your D&D script." So I contacted all the people in the D&D group, said if they were okay, and they're like, "We don't have a lot of money." And I says, "You know what? If you're just doing it, I don't care." And it was a small cable channel type thing. They were just doing some stuff on the thing, and I'm like, just give a shout out to the channel. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not here to make buku bucks. Trust me.
That being said, if you want to share Buku Bucks with us, we're not opposed to such.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
We'll
If you want to help
put
donate
back
because
towards the podcast, so
because we got all this stuff that we have to pay for. We have to pay for hosting and
We have to
equipment.
pay for renting awful movies that people, or also cool movies that people want us all to watch, like this week.
You had to rent that. I own that. I owned the last one too.
So we just have to get all that stuff doing.
I think that says something to my choice of movies. When you're like, "Oh, we gotta rent Megaforce," I'm like, I'm gonna put it off the shelf over there. And you're like, "You gotta rent Barry Gordy's Last Dragon." I'm like, it's over there on the shelf.
And then I updated
I had
our
never
streaming
heard
schedule.
of either of those movies before.
What?
Oh my gosh.
And
Well,
now I have.
if you weren't reading comic books in the 80s, I understand not hearing about Megaforce.
The
Last
comic
Dragon, I
books
totally
I
agree.
was reading in the 80s were from the 1960s. They were ones my brother picked up at flea markets for cheap. So, yeah.
Man, this episode are super good.
Updated the streaming schedule. So I put MechWarrior Online Monday. Let's see what else.
That's pending John's sanity.
Yeah. And then I updated the tip jar. So if people want to tip, they can just click the link or the link will appear up in here on Streamlabs.
Hey. I was going to make the joke again. I don't need to make the joke again.
Yeah, you don't need to make the joke now.
Do they tip cows?
What
I
else?
want a gif of cow tipping.
Apparently not nearly as fun as you think.
What, cow tipping?
Yeah, I had friends from that area, and they're like, not so much. I'm like, oh, okay.
I wouldn't think so, but
Yeah, it doesn't seem fun to me, but, torturing animals is not high on my list.
Yeah. Also, I didn't notice, but we do have a Teespring, type thing for merch, so people can buy shirts and mugs and all that stuff. They changed, by the way. They're no longer Teespring; they're just Spring, which is weird. So I was trying to reset that up because we lost it down in the bottom, and of course that's not working out.
I mean,
Brennan D will be taking off soon to go play Harlan's Heroes on the Pyro Club. On the Pyro Club Twitch channel, which will be fun. That's a RPG that they're playing from the Monster of the Week RPG.
hey, Ninja, how's it going?
John Ninja, hi. Welcome back.
This slow week, Ninja and I didn't get a chance to play any MechWarrior Online. That's been all Saturday out teaching what's that game? Marvel Crisis Protocol. Then today I just was cleaning and shit. I'd started a lot of it Saturday just because I was looking for stuff I couldn't find. Apparently, when you paint models in the middle of pandemic, you put cards in stupid places and models in stupid places, and then you're like, "I'm
Speaking
gonna
of
go play a
cards,
game."
John,
Uh-oh.
speaking of cards, hold on. Let me just. I still have this that I have to send you.
Oh, cool.
Look, it's even in a little sleeve.
Oh, Salt Shell, cool.
This is the one that I picked up at Gen Con for you.
Oh, I appreciate it. That's
Promo
super
card
awesome.
thing, but I never have mailed it out because I'm lame. And it's been sitting here in my paint rack.
I don't think you've had an excuse to mail stuff to me, so I mean that's fair enough.
I mean, stick it in an envelope with a stamp. It's not like, it requires a ton of packaging.
Oh, Mizzy, what did you miss? You missed that Kathy put the final nail in the coffin this time of Gonzo not being weird.
It was me. They needed 300 points, and I sailed on in there with it. At the very last second, before the pre-ramble started.
And Gonzo did try to weasel out of it. But we made sure he was straight. You missed reading a lot of numbers as well. Oh.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just a given.
Yeah,
like any of us is ever going to win that.
I'll be honest. I used to tell my work, like, if I win the lotto, I'll stay and train my replacement. Nah, not right now. No. Peace out. You can retain me as a consultant if you like.
It is a rambling pre-ramble today.
Yeah, extra rambling.
So, John, what did you do this week?
I did not get fired, and that's the highlight of my week.
Hooray! That's a miracle. It's an Easter miracle.
It was. In the grand scheme of things, people out there have much worse lives than me. It was not good in John's little corner of the world, but it'll get better. Kathy, what did you do?
Let's see. I watched some movies.
Oh, I know. That's wasn't me.
Yeah. I watched 3 things, which I will talk about in our media section at 8 Central, I should say, in an hour and a half-ish.
Hour and 15-ish, yeah. Hour and 18 technically, but just being pedantic.
And I did other stuff. I streamed my painting like I do every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, we did the Pulp Fiction stream. It's Pulp Fiction Friday. So we read more of The Adventures of Conan the Cimmerian and The Hour of the Dragon by Robert E. Howard. And then that was a lot of fun. The word supple appeared twice, I want to say. Not like the first book I read by him where every chapter had the word supple like multiple times. And you knew that every time there was a woman appearing in a chapter, the word supple would be used at some point.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, we made a joke of it. What's that, Gonzo?
Now, I marked it complete, so it's done for the day.
Hooray!
I mean, you give all your points to Kathy, read a chapter.
Hydrate John.
I would suggest not.
Or Kathy, read a chapter, because, otherwise we'll never finish at the Mountains of Madness. We did chapter 4 on Thursday. I think it was Thursday. Or Wednesday, we completed that one, so I stopped painting, and I read a chapter of At the Mountains of Madness. So we're on chapter 5 now.
Oh, 50%. There you go.
I'm pretty sure I restarted that one.
Yeah, it is. It's coming.
Okay.
It's just at 50%.
Yeah. John's at 50%, and it's got 10 days left. Kathy, you're at 50% with 27 days left. Gonzo's completed, and that challenge will never come up again.
It'll come up again on Monday.
It'll come up again, and then I'll take it down and come back in. Take it down, come back up. Take it down, come back up. I did a lot of painting. Gosh, did y'all see some of the stuff I painted?
No.
I did a bunch of painting.
Is he trying not to have a breakdown?
I did painting, but it was all on one figure. Well, technically that's not true because I did get some primer on my walrus.
I am the walrus. No, I worked at my Blackgate, which we'll be doing today. Today I'm going to put the crushed glass snow and the liquid frost, or green stuff, liquid frost.
Legionnaires says that walrus looks done. Oh my goodness, no, Legionnaires. I have to at least dry brush some highlights on this bad boy.
Ninja, why have you betrayed me? The Hydrate John challenge is bad. I do not want to have to drink water for just a podcast. All water. That's terrible.
Is it only water?
Yes.
That's all he can drink is water during one podcast. Everybody needs to contribute to that.
That's sad.
Yeah, I drink plenty of water, John. I just want to drink the whole podcast. I was going to say you're not going to get good ranty, John, but last week I was stone sober and ranted.
That's
Yeah.
very true. We got fantastic ranting John. Totally sober. Yeah. Yeah, that was brilliant.
Now that you just go see Hail Hydrate, I have to go get something to drink real quick.
Okay.
Wow. John's Hydrate John got up his days again. For some reason it went back to 30 days.
Huh.
It's just kind of weird.
Maybe
They got extended.
Maybe whenever somebody contributes, it goes back to the. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Oh,
I have
so,
no
here you go, Legionnaires. Had to give some water. About everything else, they're both empty. Sorry.
I didn't do anything. I'm just sitting here, watching everything. I would never do anything to John's challenge.
That's good.
So, no, I did quite a bit of painting. I started sanding and getting this done to paint up. Because I'm going to paint this up pretty soon.
I am still not reading that, Gonzo.
Reading what?
Oh, Carrie Michael Crosby, thank you for the raid.
Thanks.
Thank you, Carrie Michael Cosby. How are you? And welcome, Raiders.
So, I got to paint this up pretty soon so I can give it away.
Welcome to the More Than Dice podcast. This is our Sunday night podcast that we do. Even though the title says Kathy Wapple reads the adventures of Conan the Cimmerian, that's not actually what's happening tonight. We just forgot to change that.
Yeah, you can blame
Friday.
Gonzo in
It
the
says
center
podcast day on mine. Maybe if you refresh.
Maybe I need to refresh. let me just refresh.
Yeah, the podcast with the Gonzo right side up.
Look, it brings her joy. How can
All
you
fixed. That was just me.
Oh, was it just you? Let me
That
refresh
was
mine.
just me.
Oh, it does say podcast today. Very good.
Yep.
Apparently Gonzo fixed it at some point.
Yep.
Still gonna blame Gonzo.
Of course, everybody blames me for everything. What are you talking about?
That's not true. I usually blame Banyan for most things.
That's true. Yeah, I've heard that.
And of course, my shout out doesn't work on this.
Oh. I don't think you need the @ there. I think it's the shout out and then just the channel.
Yeah, it's just SO. No, you do. You do.
Yeah. One of my mods, see if I can fix that, see if it's working, because we're trying to change some stuff out. Nope. See, Kathy's didn't even work.
No. Yeah, weird.
Everybody click her name and go to her channel and follow her.
I bet it's because I don't know. I bet it's because
Yeah, it's just not working at all.
our logins that I can't go to. I mean, I am a mod. I should be able to go to the.
Yeah, everything. None of that should have changed. That's what's weird.
Creator dashboard. I don't know. I don't know how to work this stuff. I don't
do this stuff.
do this stuff. I have no idea.
Let's see if I can do something.
And our mods are not professional, mods. So.
Go to download. Let me go to my dashboard.
1 second.
Going
to.
No, that's not.
Oh, I went the long way around. I clicked on her name, brought me to her blog. Then her blog got her Twitch, went to the Twitch, copied that right here. The long way around. But it's solved. And I like salt. See, there's Banyan. It was his fault. Hi, Banyan.
Hi, Banyan. Yeah, none of this. That's what's weird. Is that shouldn't do anything.
Yes. Half of the things are your fault, Banyan. The other half are Gonzo's. Sorry. Not sorry. Oh, you missed that too, Captain Mizzy. So when we first started, people had heard on Pain with Not John that we were going to create a new podcast and our name. So people tried to steal our name because they're assholes. So we had to find some way of doing it. It's a common thing, at least in my neck of the woods, since when the Orioles had a new park, they would name it Camden Yards. Everyone jumped on the names for Camden Yards, but didn't jump on Oriole Park at Camden Yards. They had to name it that. It's stupid, but there you go. People are dumb. Also, why my football team is named the Washington Football Team, because apparently people copyrighted all the names they were looking for. What are you gonna do?
I mean, I don't know why.
I don't know how to be a mod. This pre-ramble is just us being distracted by technical crap.
Copy. Close. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, technical. Well, it's a common theme. Technology is our friend.
I don't know how to be a mod. I don't know where to click to even do mod things.
What mod thing do you need to do?
Any mod thing.
Well, most stuff you can click on the name, and then it'll immediately give you, like, you know, report, ban, whatever.
I'm not talking about in the chat.
Oh.
I'm just talking about blanket mod things.
Oh, yeah, I don't do that. That requires you to load up a whole other thing that I don't load up, generally speaking.
Because moderators are supposed to have access to various things to do with the channel.
We just need people to wield a ban hammer. Yes, a squirrel. Squirrel? So Gonzo painted a lot of stuff. Kathy did her normal streaming and watched more movies than me. And I survived. I mean, I did get to play a game this week, so that's good, but I figured I might cover that in the main podcast. I don't remember if Gonzo told us a topic or not.
No, it's going to be a hobby one where I'm going to use some new products and something and paint on a new model.
There you go. Surviving capsule, it's right. I mean, some weeks this is what you got. It'll be all right. Like I said, when it is, yeah, at the end of the day, my life is still pretty decent. It's just frustrations because I care.
I think I know why our stuff isn't working.
Because it's broke?
No.
Okay.
The Streamlabs is broke.
Because
it's broke.
do you need to log out as
No.
The Dice podcast?
Yeah,
and
the Streamlabs
log back
chat bot.
in at the correct name after restarting?
Yeah. There's the Twitch bot.
Oh, yeah. That would do it.
Oh, well, that's a lot of garden and house crap. So yeah, I will be ordering Curse City, but only if it manages to get to the third party I'm ordering it from. I'm not going to order it from Games Workshop. They're kind of shit like that. But I put a request in with a third party that does this stuff that I deal with on Twitter occasionally. I'm like, if you get one, I'm in. Seems like a fun game, but does bring up a good point, Legionnaires. Why the hell are they making games like that limited runs? They should make a run, then give people to pre-order again, and if they hit the point where it becomes cost-effective to make another run, just make another fucking run. Because people are buying it and going to put that shit on eBay, and it's going to go to stupid money, and GW's not going to care when they can actually fight it, and they should fight it. But that's a little mini rant on the economics of limited edition bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Limited edition stuff. Yeah, pointless.
They might really. I don't know if they're going to release it. Some of them might. They might get some packs for some of the models, but was it $200? I didn't even look at the price, honestly. Just looked for Warhammer Curse City, and I'm like, I mean, I love Blackstone Fortress, so it seems like it's going to be good. So I'll give it a shot. Someone in my local group needs to get it. So something that maybe Baney and I could play together. So we shall see. Let's see. Yeah, $199. Yeah. It's already sold out online. No shock.
What is?
Curse City, Warhammer Quest.
Oh yeah.
Considering it released Saturday and it is Sunday, that's a mistake. But it's a mistake they make every time. So I guess it's not really a mistake. It's a choice of way to do business.
Hey, try to do a shout out for me real quick. See if that works now.
Was there a shout out before?
Terry Michael Crosby.
Yep,
Crosby.
it came up.
Yay! Fixed.
That's a cursed image. Someone should clip just that bit of you. That's
Be dancing.
yeah,
kind of right.
Yeah, hell, Boop. It is. Leisure is right. It's limited. They're going to limited for all that stuff. Which for some things it's not a bad idea because of the economics of making multiple print runs. But if you can get the people to make another print run, why would you turn away money? I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see. Maybe I get one, maybe I don't. Depends if they screw the retailer or not. If they screw him and he needs to ask people to cancel, I'll probably cancel. I'm not super smitten with it. It looks like we're pretty cool, but until then, I'll see.
Command
Got
should
tax
be back
money and sweet COVID money, so I will keep that there. Though I just spent a bunch on starting to get some more terrain for Marvel Crisis Protocol because I think we need more. More. And speaking of more, it is about time for me to get a drink. So I'm going to get a drink.
Is that time? The 2-minute warning.
All right, guys. Just so you know, we will not be shutting the stream down. We're gonna go to our Be Right Back screen, and we'll be back to start the podcast. Today, I'm gonna be working on my Black Gate from the Infernals, and while stuff are drying and doing that, I'll be working on some more Infernal models, and showing some of the techniques I use with that. Other than that, thanks for joining us. We will be right back. And welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. I'm Kathy.
I'm Gonzo.
Let's see if she can catch it. And welcome to episode 127? Or one? Wait, no, not 127. I'm like way behind.
127, yeah, son.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, we're like
give me a second. Use the
167.
interweb to figure it out.
Someone use the interwebs to figure it out for me. Kathy, you're John today.
Hi, I'm John.
I think we're 163.
164.
Yeah, okay, we're 164. So,
Okay.
welcome to episode 164. Today we're going to be doing some using of some different and new materials. For right now, I got some Green Stuff Liquid Frost, and we'll be doing some snow and working on some models.
I'm going to back up and say it's not actually Green Stuff. It is
Green Stuff
from Green Stuff World.
Sorry. Yes, Green Stuff Worlds. It's not Green Stuff. Green Stuff Worlds products that I got recently, which I tested out some stuff on some Necrons. So didn't work out. So I'll be doing something different. So before we do that, let's go ahead and get through all of our sponsors. We want to thank Tectonic Craft Studios for sponsoring our podcast. Give us some cool products and get everything done for Captain Mizzy. Also, go and follow him and everything. He's a really cool guy. He's actually started streaming himself. We want to thank Use on Minis for hosting our files and help pushing our product out to everybody. You can find us on every streaming platform and everything out there. We're out there. If you see us somewhere that you can't find us, let me know. I'll put it there. We want to thank Metalhead Minis, of course, for selling our product, which you will see a link pop up every so often. You can go to Metalhead Minis and find our products. You can buy our dice, our widgets, all of the cool stuff that we sell. And anything that you buy goes directly into helping the podcast better and getting cooler and neater things. We also are a creature creator. You may see us paint up a creature creator model every so often. Creature caster model every so often. So be prepared. So going with tradition, John, what you drinking today?
I have Barks root beer with some Kraken, a little too little Kraken in it because I ran out, but that's what I'm having.
I have some. You can have some of mine.
Oh, yeah, pour it right in.
Reach over.
I mean, it's in the kitchen, but...
Oh.
Oh.
Mine was in the kitchen. Now it's all in the cup because there was not much left.
Kathy, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking a combination of gin, tonic, and grapefruit juice.
Which, to me, I'm not a grapefruit... We kind of talked about this right before the podcast. I'm not a grapefruit person, but I think that might actually be pretty decent. I'd be willing to test it and try it.
Yeah, grapefruit juice is a bit sweeter than, usually just regular grapefruit. I imagine they maybe add a little sugar or something, but it is just a little bit in this with the tonic water in that. Just a nice citrus flavor.
Yeah, it's probably like adding lime juice a lot of things. It just balances it pretty well.
I am going to be drinking... I have some water, because I need to drink some more water, but also a Winter Grind coffee stout. You can actually see it because my camera is right side up. Because the challenge was completed, you will have more challenges to come. Don't forget that we do have a challenge of making John drink nothing but water during the entire podcast. We're about 50%
It does
away.
elicit the best rants.
And Kathy's read a chapter. Guys, we've been changing up a little bit of things. We did change the name up on the podcast. For Twitch, it's just more _ than _ dice. Needed to be changed up, make it a whole lot easier. Also, some other things, just here and there, just small things to help make the podcast a little bit better for Twitch streamers. Don't forget that on Monday, John streams MechWarrior Online, 7 Central, correct?
6 Central, 7 Eastern.
Okay, I'll change that. I thought it was 7 Central.
It can be 7 Central. I'll give you a little more time, but I like to get a good 3 hours in and not be
that's up to you.
there too late.
That's all you. I can fix that while we're doing this. And Kathy, Monday through Thursday, streams our painting where she does some
Tuesday
work.
through Thursday.
Tuesday through. Man, I am off it today for some reason.
It's fine. It's fine.
I am way off
That
today.
that whole name change and then subsequent cascade effects is just,
Just way off.
Well, I have plenty of booze. I just don't have the right booze. I can make something else up. I have other things. I've been lazy. I didn't go out today.
And then, of course, on Friday, Kathy will be doing her normal read a chapter. What are you reading this week?
Pulp Fiction Friday.
Yeah,
Pulp Fiction Friday. I will be reading, I think it will be the last few chapters. I may just push to the ending of the book. It is The Hour of the Dragon by Robert E. Howard, and it is part of the Adventures of Conan the Cimmerian, better known as Conan the Barbarian. Originally published in 1935 in Weird Tales magazine. And so I've been, over the last few Fridays, reading a few chapters. And now we're on chapter 19, I think. And we're getting close to the end. Conan has recovered the heart of Ahriman, which he needed to do to get his kingdom back. But now he has to face off against the evil sorcerer who's 3,000 years old and, revived from the dead because it's Conan the Barbarian. So,
Aspire Pain, thank you for the raid.
Hi, Aspire Painting. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for that raid. Good to see you. Tonight is our podcast night. This is when we talk about all things geek and gaming. And do we have a topic tonight?
We're going to talk about alternate basing materials. Because that was something that I'm going to be doing today, is working on different basing materials. Tonight I'm going to use Green Stuff World's Liquid Frost, which is going to be interesting because I want to see how long it takes, because I just used it and then set it aside. I didn't, time it to see how long it's going to take to frost up. And using crushed glass snow and everything. So we're going to be working on some basing. And while that stuff is setting, I'm going to work on another Infernal model. And show the technique I used for I think is going to be the skin. You'll have to wait to see the Blackgate model to see it. So it'll be interesting on that one. So you'll see that coming up.
So I don't think we have any shout outs that I recall, but my week was kind of busy. My busy was kind of weak too.
I didn't think so. I was kind of looking at it and seeing what we had, and I didn't see any at all that I know of.
I never, unless I write things down, they just go in one ear and out the other.
Fair enough. Well, to all you out there, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Cheers.
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 Oh, that's good.
Also, I have hot jasmine tea, which is delicious. That's the other thing I'm drinking.
If this runs out, I'm going to have to go for like chocolate milk or something. Ooh. Not that there's anything wrong with chocolate milk. But it's usually dessert.
So, also on top of that, we're trying to change up and just trying to get everything a little bit more cooler for everybody. We've got a lot of things going on. You should see some stuff come in the channel in chat. If it comes up and it comes up too much, let us know. That way we can fix it. And like I said, we did change the name just to make it a whole lot better. All right, so let's go to the Gonzo.
You know, my fan off. This keyboard is so loud. Yeah. No audio, Gonzo. You don't have audio.
You accidentally hit your mute.
If only just Gonzo, huh?
No, I've got to get a new mouse. That looks like it.
A new mouth? Mizzy says his lips are moving.
But I'm not hearing anything coming
It's
up.
fine.
I need y'all to send me a link to the mouse y'all bought because my mice is dying.
Oh yeah.
So
This one, it's a bit wide for my hand.
I think it's pretty good. It is a little bit wide, I would agree, but it's pretty good overall for me. It feels pretty comfortable.
I'm still getting used to it, and I hit the right click when I grab onto the mouse. I sometimes hit the right click on accident.
Sorry, Dana, a joke. I had to steal his punchline.
This is the Infernal Gate. And this right here is, I don't know if it's supposed to be fleshy, but I made it fleshy, and I think that's going to be the flesh of my demons.
Ooh. Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of looks fleshy. I mean, so the technique I used for this, which...
It looks fleshy.
Yeah, it does.
That's what she said.
I painted it white, and then I took that, the Master Series transparent, the clear purple, and just put it on there like a wash. Then I dry brushed it with the same thing, and then I used the mixture of pink and purple and dry brushed it again, and then took the straight pink and put it in the little holes. And it, of course, the pink under the purple makes it look red. And then I did another dry brush, and that's how it came out. And it looked like really, really cool demon
dry brushing
purpley
can't
flush.
Be your friend. Do not listen to the people who say dry brushing is only for beginners. That is not true.
Don't listen to the haters. Don't listen to the haters. Fuck them.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's my...
Aspire Painting says, oh, nice. I'm also painting Privateer Press War Machine Hordes minis at the moment.
Oh, what you painting? What models?
Yes. Tell us which ones you're painting.
Link up pictures. You are allowed to link in the chat. We don't mind.
Yeah, we don't push many pictures.
Is that what you were streaming? Was your War Machine Hordes, Aspire?
Can you even see that?
Oh, and Jeep Man said he was painting pink helmets on Rebel Fleet Troopers for charity. That's awesome.
Oh, cool.
That's a good dynamic place to put it. Those helmets are really good for a different color on it to give them some pop, so to speak.
So I was talking to our good friend Wapelius, because we were talking about this frost stuff, and he was like, I wonder what it looks like on like clear stuff. And so I just grabbed some out and tried doing it, and tried getting it on a clear piece of plastic and testing it out.
Let's take a look at Jeep Man Sam stuff. Oh shit, I like that. That's awesome. Good job, Sam.
Because I did put it on my Warlock, and it came out really interesting, so I'm going to try it on this. But before I do that, I have to do the crushed glass snow. So, of course, this is going to be using liquid clear resin and crushed glass.
And of course, you're going to wear a mask while you do this, right? Excellent.
At least while I'm pouring it in.
It's fine dust. You should be really careful with it.
Yeah. So, I
Safety
mean,
first.
Pretty much what I'm
so
going to do.
we can't hear you talking all the way. That's not necessarily a negative.
Shut it, John.
See, I could even hear that. This is great.
Hey, Banyan, $10 to go up there and smack him.
Oh,
You gotta PayPal him first, or
I believe
Venmo,
the
whatever it is
vernacular
kids are doing
is
these days.
fuck around and find out.
So, depending on how much resin you put in here, depends on whether you want slushy snow or thick snow or any of that type of stuff. Can you even see me mixing this? Okay.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I was on screen.
Well, we saw you pouring stuff into it, but of course, it's okay. I can see that pretty well. How you're mixing the was that just water effect?
Yeah, it's pretty much realistic
Mixing
water.
Water effect with the crushed glass.
Yeah, it
does look like snot.
Yeah, it's shiny, glittery snot. All right, a little bit
so for
runnier.
this stuff, I would actually suggest, not to throw any stones at gowns or anything, to actually keep the mask on until you're done mixing it. Then it should be solid enough with no particles around, so the danger is gone.
Yeah, I mean, there's
like, you know what safety is for you when you've used it
Yeah.
a couple times. You know what it is. I'm just sight unseen. If you don't know, that would be my suggestion to you.
And the one thing is this, like I said, this is crushed glass. So if you get it on your hands and you do this, brush your fingertips together, it's going to cut you.
Oh,
So,
God, I love that model Spire painting. He's super cool.
which model is it?
It's Captain Crawtooth. Like Gatorman Captain.
Oh,
He's
the
awesome.
Gatorman Captain. Okay.
Big hook on a rope. He's
Oh,
super.
cool.
And she looks really good.
Nice, very nice.
Those are the kind of models I love from Privateer Press, like all the time. They're really characterful ones.
Hey, Nivik eats paint.
So, of course, the more resin, more
How you doing?
realistic water you put on here, the slushier or wetter it looks. So do you want runny snow? Do you want thick snow? What do you want? So that's just all, it's all a personal
I don't think
preference.
I ever want runny snow.
Yeah, that's called slush, and slush is no bueno. Because when it freezes, it becomes fuck. This is terrible.
Pretty
It's
much.
the official name. Look it up.
Fuck, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true. That is true. The official name for slush.
For slush after it freezes, fuck. This is terrible.
So.
Or in my case, yeah, I'm working from home today. Sorry.
But you get it, and you then have a, I think so, rinse it off. Sorry,
Do
something.
you have a little spoon that you apply it with? What do you apply it with? Or like those flat coffee stirrer sticks?
Nope, just a paintbrush.
An old shitty paintbrush?
Yep, an old shitty paintbrush.
I can get behind old shitty paintbrush for that.
Was
And
that
so-
one of the, what's that company?
Games and Gears.
Yeah, as funny as it is, I have some old brushes of theirs too that I also use for similar stuff after they got into.
Yeah, this one's been worn out. I use it
Yeah,
for stuff like this
'cause-
all the time.
I loved their brushes, and I just use it so much, it just gets worn out. That's sort of the reality of brushes, isn't it?
Their dry brush, the dry brushes they make are fantastic for dry brushing.
I will have to pick some up because I
Specifically.
really need good dry brushes. Mine are all shit. But I don't dry brush a lot right now, and when I do, I don't mind them being shit because I'm just looking for the most generic of dry brushes. I don't know if you guys can. We'll see if we can see it at all.
And it's
I do a
funny
little bit
'cause
like on the base here. Actually, you know what I should do? It's almost like, John, do you have another camera hooked up that people can see your stuff better? Maybe.
maybe
Maybe you should use said camera. Is that a good idea?
that's crazy talk.
Yeah, it is crazy talk. Settings.
You're taking your life in your hands trying to change these things.
I like to live dangerously. USB video device. Light turns on, means it's go.
My dad is calling me.
Hi, Dad.
Well,
Hi,
I'm
Kathy's dad.
gonna have to answer it later. I'm gonna have to call him back later because
I don't know how good of a view you guys are getting here. So, I'll do what I can. I don't want Gonzo to have to change anything while he's busy working. There we go.
Well, the good
So,
thing
like-
is this stuff doesn't set really quickly. So you can kind of play with it and mold it and, put a little bit of here, put a little bit there, and then kind of...
Have you thought about sprinkling a little bit of crushed glass over the top as it sets up too?
I haven't. I was going to try that because I have like a little bitty spoon thing that I can do to just kind of dust it, as you would say. But I wanted to get all this down.
Of course, I don't know how that would,
It would change the consistency at the end too. So if he's got a setup for a good consistency, he'd have to plan for it by making it a little wetter to start and then drop some on afterwards.
I mean, crushed glass isn't terribly absorbent, so it would just kind of sit on the top. And
Yeah.
actually, I think that would work really well.
it would definitely give it a
stick
different.
to it.
Yeah, it would get a different texture and look to it. It'd be worth playing around with.
Let's do it. Give me a second. Let me get all this on, and then we'll do it.
So with this base, since I'm showing it off here, I actually it comes with, of course, the wonderful tactical debris like all Marvel Crisis Protocol models do. I put Astro Granite Debris, the GW texture paint, the base paint, on here in spots. You can sort of see it because it's a different color here. And like that stuff, it takes, I don't know how long it takes to dry, but I leave it overnight at least. And then I'll just mostly right now just dry brushing and washing that to make it a different texture. So if you see I've got the gray texture, then the hole, and then, some other texture colors for the debris, just to sort of mix it up. I find it takes the plastic base bits, and then it helps it meld in better. So it's not just, suddenly piece of debris with nothing around.
Yeah, I like that. I like the look of that, John.
I think a lot of people are doing that. I've seen quite a few more people do what you're doing and build around the debris instead of just letting the debris be there.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's going to be a reality of your existence, you might as well. So on this one, you see I used the rock for Tiny Ant-Man here. And then if you can see, because I haven't based this at all, everything that's a different color is astrograde debris. I put it all over. It does have some paint in there because it is theoretically meant you could just leave it on as the last layer and just be gray, but I don't. I paint it so that it all matches and it's a different color. So I just put it around everywhere I can, all around the edges. I'll do a double check also before I prime it, just to make sure I miss anything. But you see I haven't put it on the rocks. There's little bits here. So it'll get you, when you dry brush at the end, or even in wash, you get a little bit of definition there, so it's not just flat. Because there's debris everywhere. There'd be rocks and dust and shit all over the place.
Well, okay, so I know we're talking about different, I'm doing this different basing stuff, but your base is very important to your model.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've lost painting contests because their bases were just better than mine.
Yeah.
So here you go. You get little big chunks too, if you want to. It gets more. The camera's a little weird with this.
Because like Kathy, you use a lot of Sculpey and make stuff.
I like to use Sculpey in my bases.
So
yeah.
One of the things I did, and someone was talking to me about it, is they put the rocks on their base, and they were like, I don't need to paint the rock because it looks like rock already, and I was like, what was that, John?
It looks like a standard rock, not like the rest of your base. Your base is more cartoony, if you will.
That's what I did when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
For the first probably at least year or so of my miniature painting, I would paint the base brown, and then I would put the sand or the like ballast and gravel on there, and then I would put static grass on there, and that was my basing, and I never painted over that stuff for like the entire at least first year that I was painting. And then I saw what other people were doing. I think maybe when I discovered Cool Mini or Not back then, and was able to look at what a whole bunch of other people were doing, is when I said, hey, there's this, Jim and I both were like, hey, there's this whole other way of, there's a million other ways of doing bases. And this is only one way of doing bases. But when you paint all the elements before you put your static grass or your grass tufts or your combination thereof down with the rocks and the gravel and the sand, you do want to paint over all that stuff, because then it gives the entire model and base a uniformity.
Mm-hmm.
So you spend a little extra time painting that up again, but generally when you're doing rocks and dirt, it's really a dark base color and then a dry brush and then a lighter dry brush. And I mean, for rocks and sand, that's pretty much
you can do a lot of stuff with it, though. I mean, that's also why all the static grasses that are meant to be put on afterwards and not painted are such extreme colors, let's say. So they stand out. They don't look like normal grass because it would detract from the model. Even like the leaf litter stuff that some other places make that you can put on bases is still a little stylistically colored so that it looks appropriate.
And you absolutely can still add a little dusting of paint to, like if you put grass tufts down, they're stiff enough where you can take a brush and gently brush a little color on the tips of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that will, that will really incorporate that grass tuft into the model and the base and everything.
Shark in a Box, thank you for the raid.
Shark in a Box, thank you so much. Welcome. Welcome to our podcast Sunday night. And welcome, Raiders. How are you?
Oh.
How was your stream, Shark? What were you working on? Feel free to post links if you have them.
Gonzo is putting the snowy effects, if you will, on his fleshy portal thing.
Infernal Gate.
Sure.
Fleshy. It's a fleshy portal.
It is forevermore a fleshy portal thing now.
Pretty much. It's canon.
So what I need to do is I need to put down something to capture.
Oh, get a box top.
Yeah, I don't have.
Put in the box top. That is, friends, is why you keep every box top that is good and doesn't have creases or anything where stuff could get out. So if you need a hobby in there, basing, anything like that. Like I used to base in a box watching football on Sundays, back when I spent all my life watching football on Sundays. And just that way I wouldn't make a mess anywhere. No cleaning up then. Just goes in the box and you just pour it out the corner back into the container, and it's super good.
You know what I can do?
Oh, what can you do?
I can dance around like an idiot.
You're welcome for the Nightmare Fuel viewers. This is why I don't dance, because I don't dance.
And if you don't dance?
I mean, they're friends of
you
mine.
leave your friends behind?
It's fine. If you don't dance, I'm not going to judge.
Yeah. If I did dance, she would judge, and it would be harsh. Really so.
It wouldn't. I would be happy either way.
All right, so let's test this out.
Even if it's just, that.
Oh, the lazy boy just sitting in the chair?
Yeah, I don't care. Boy. It's fun. As long as you're enjoying yourself, right?
Yeah.
Shark says, all right, so did paint some minis until the camera died. Oh, no. That doesn't sound good. You blame the viewers? The viewers sucked the soul out of your camera? Yeah, it's probably your viewers. Yeah, they'll do that.
Or John. Just blame John.
You can blame me for whatever you want.
Oh, is this what you were painting?
This is super cool.
That's adorable. And
yeah.
There's a cat and there's a big monster. I love the face on that.
Yes, it is super awesome. Oh, all right. There. So Hellboop decided to redeem Transformers. So let me find something to transform.
Hooray! Also, hey, Hellboop. I think I saw you way earlier sneak in here, and I didn't get a chance to say hi.
So we're gonna break out Impactor here, and I'll remember how he does.
He do.
I'm cheating because he's one of the more complicated ones that I actually remember how he transforms. I don't have to get instruction booklets. So, I mean, I got that going for me. Come on.
We need the Transformer cam.
Yeah. I need to hook up a third camera, which I can do. There's one literally right there. But that's a pain in my
future.
In the future. Huh? Next Sunday, AD. All right.
Gentle Storm says we gave him crazy prompts for a drawing. I wondered if that was the case when I saw all of the different. What were the crazy prompts? I want to know. I want to know what what the
questions.
Prompts were for that. Yeah, we have questions about that drawing. Like, I like it. It's whimsical. And that's the kind of thing I like. But yeah, I was wondering about the different elements in that drawing. I'm curious.
There it went. I lost one of the add-on bits, so I kind of grab it now.
Also, that would be really fun to do. To draw something from prompts. I could do something like that sometime, maybe. I like that idea. Gentle Storm says, demon failing a negotiation with a cat for a giant green Super Saiyan born in a space matrix. Green space corn. Okay. I was thinking it was like a pickle, but space corn makes so much more sense.
It does make a tiny bit more sense.
It was supposed to be simple. It didn't work out so well, did it? Shark says, okay, we started with a demon failing negotiations with a cat. Someone had the green corn plus space matrix idea, and then add a heart mom tattoo on the demon. Well, of course. Of course. You know, all demons love their mom.
All right, so now we're going to put on the liquid frost. Something I've learned by using this already is if you want big frost to stand up, you've got to put a decent amount on there. If you just want, a frosty look, just kind of slather it to the side, make it thin. So we're going to put this out and get going with it. And we'll see how long it takes. I'm kind of curious because I didn't watch it when I first did it. I just did it and then went and did something.
It takes a while to dry, I think. That's the impression I got from Jim talking about when he was using it.
Yeah, him and I were talking about this, and that's the reason why it brought up the thought of what happens if you put it on clear, like a window or whatever. I'm going to put some in the grass, too, so the grass will be frosty. Let me get that real quick. Frosty grass. So, now my model's already been sealed, because you don't want to seal...
Good night, Shark in a Box.
Night, Shark in a Box.
Well.
Thanks for the raid.
Thank you for the raid.
Because if you don't want to seal the snow, because it'll just dull up. So that's already been done. So let's get all this cool little snow. I don't know how this is going to look on this model, so we're just going to try.
So you're just kind of connecting some of the dots with the...
Some of them I am. Some of them I'm just doing a little bit of spotting here and there.
Okay.
Like I'm connecting like that little piece right there because they're real close to each other.
It may take a while before you see results.
Yeah, I don't remember. I did it. I've already done it on a couple of models. How long it took? I don't know because I just did it and walked away.
Which I suggest for things like this, if you ever know it's going to need to dry, just do it at a time. Like if you're finishing up paint session, do it and then leave it for your next paint session.
Yep.
I'll do a lot of washes right before I finish up a hobby streak, and
it does dry very, 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 very white though.
Well, it's snow.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want yellow snow.
Don't want yellow snow.
So that's different.
Yeah.
Although, wouldn't it be funny to see somebody's snow base with a little bit of yellow snow? I'm just saying.
You can paint this stuff.
If I did a dog model, it would be some yellow snow. Like if I did Lockjaw and put some, for some reason, some snow on his base, it would totally have a spot of yellow in it.
Now I feel like that has to happen on a snow base. I don't have anything that's...
Oh, you will be getting some stuff. Uh-oh.
Yeah, but will it be, snow base
Unfortunately,
worthy?
it's a snow base, yeah. Yeah.
Neon suggests hydrant and yellow snow. Yes.
Well, didn't Lockjaw have a leg that's lifted?
I'm sure he does.
Does he?
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, I think he does.
Huh.
It's AMG and Marvel Crisis Protocol. I'm sure his pose is dynamic.
Well, there's
their poses are dynamic.
Dynamic. Legionnaire says the Khador War Dog.
Yep. But he's got both legs up in the air.
Someone also did a Command Dog Barkovich actual model for Command Dog Barkovich, like the Khador. It's kind of funny because that's sort of like a meme or a joke we had, and now suddenly there's someone made a model for it. You're like, it's like Fat Yon Yon all over again. It was just a meme, and then suddenly it became a model. Should paint Fat Yon Yon. It would be a challenge at points because he's got the Chinese food container that he's eating out of.
Yep.
But I don't really play.
That would be fun.
Plus, I got a bunch of Marvel. What? 1, 2, 3, 5. Well, shit. Thanks to Ant-Man and Wasp being 4 models for the 2 of them, I'm like 9 models from being fully painted on that. And I think I got 2 more on the way because I had to get the free shipping for something else I needed.
I really need to paint my. I still haven't painted my Venom. Remember way back?
Way back in the day.
I actually have Venom painted. He's just downstairs in the case because I had to bring the case out to play.
I have so many things in front of me that need paint right now.
Like
my walrus.
Your walrus has paint. He looks really good.
He has primer and a wash.
It looks really good.
That's all it is. Primer and a wash.
It looks good.
Gentle Stars. He is cute. I won him from Nightheart Gaming channel. I've played a couple D&D games with them. They stream Dungeons and Dragons, but I was in their Saturday morning casual chat, and I won the walrus and a navigation pack from WizKids. Where is it?
There's a company that does pretty good stuff nowadays that back in the day I can hated.
WizKids does the Navigator's pack. So there's a telescope on a tripod, and there's a map with a compass, and there's a spyglass, and a sextant, and some scrolls, which are probably maps. And the walrus's name is Mick Bun Bun.
Mick Bun Bun, very good.
Yeah, he was the captain of our ship.
Okay, well, I'm letting that dry. I'm working on the...
So, Captain McBun-Bun.
Yes, he was Captain McBun-Bun. The model we were using for it during the stream had armor. It was a walrus with armor.
Oh, of course.
It was the same model, the same, company that did it, only with armor, and this one just happens to be without, but same 3D print.
To be fair, if you're the captain of a ship on water, you would not be wearing armor, just in case.
What?
I mean, he's a walrus.
I am the
They
walrus.
still... So, physics still apply to walruses. I mean, I regret to inform you, but...
It wasn't, like, full plate.
Well, hope not.
Just... Anyways, the entire game was an improv game. They're calling it their blank slate adventure. And so we all just sort of made our own character to bring to the party, and no idea ahead of time what was going to happen. And the person running the game, Sidwi, just asked questions of the chat, and the chat answered. And they had a Zoom call you could join with a whiteboard, and the chat made the map. And the chat decided it was going to be a swashbuckling adventure. So our characters appeared on a ship. And my character, a fighter, is like, you guys, I'm not sure where we're going, and also I don't sail well, and ran to the side and tossed her cookies overboard, and just was seasick for a while. But yeah, the whole map was crazy. We're like, who's running this ship? And it turns out that the mount of our Cavalier fighter was a walrus, and that walrus named McBunbun, became the captain of the ship because why not?
So at that point, it becomes the best role-playing possibilities because you're very serious. If you're a very serious character, you have to talk to that Captain McBunbun seriously and not crack a joke.
There's no serious in the blank slate.
If your character is very formal, good Captain McBunbun.
Oh,
You have to keep it straight. You can't crack a joke at that. You have to handle it with all seriousness.
He absolutely. He was the captain, and everybody treated him as such.
That's where the fun comes into that.
It was super fun, and then I went back for another one, and I will probably go back again and play another one because we thought it was going to be a one-shot thing, but
until it's like, let's just keep going.
The whole first session was mostly just the world building with the chat and a little bit of role playing and stuff, and we didn't actually get to the actual, adventure.
The murder hoboing.
Yeah, and so the next time we got to town, we started asking questions. We interacted with some locals. And we found out, where the Tower of the Wizard was, and we went there, and then it was time for us to end. And so now we have to see what happens next. We can't just not do it again.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
So we have to figure out when that's going to happen.
Kathy.
Gentle Storms, he did reply with stereotypical walrus noises.
Look what I got, Kathy.
Oh, the Animal Adventures. Is it the Dungeons and Doggos?
Yeah, it's the Secrets of Gullet Cove, their Kickstarter. I got all my stuff.
Cool.
I am looking forward to it. Banion's not, but that's because he's got no soul.
So we did have a character that could talk to animals, and that's the person who could understand what the captain was saying.
I would actually run it that everyone knew what he was saying, but it's just walrus noises because my mental image of that is so much more funny. Where they're having a conversation, and
they were
one
doing walrus noises back and forth, and then translating, and I mean either way, is
because then you just I stare on with rapt attention as their conversation. What did he say?
Yeah, it was a ridiculous amount of fun.
It sounds like it. So, Gonzo, why is he so sad?
It's purple,
sad.
Not blue. It's for some reason it's washed it out to blue.
Well,
it's purple.
He said, "Oh, oh, 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 oh." As a matter of fact, I'm not going to translate that because I don't speak walrus.
Yeah, I didn't know that was an option. Was not in the player's handbook.
Nosferatu is here. Nosferatu has redeemed Stretch. Stretch. This is Stretch.
Stretch, yeah.
It's probably getting you back for all the times that I redeemed it.
It's always a little awkward.
You got Stretch Armstrong's crotch in your face while you stretch?
I mean, when you say it like that.
Sounds crazy, huh?
It's important to stretch.
It is. I was standing for most of the day playing Marvel Crisis Protocol and teaching yesterday, and I was a little sore at the end of it because I ain't in that kind of shape anymore. It's funny how a year of not gaming means you just sit on your ass most of the day.
Yep, standing at the table.
There were some there were only 2 stools. There were some chairs, but you couldn't see a lot at the chair, so and I needed to keep an eye on stuff so I could help. Because I was sitting down, You'll find this funny, Gonzo. Petey was misreading his attacks and using the range as the attack value, which made most of them kind of shit. It's like, it's only 2 dice. I'm like, oh, 2 dice, that's really terrible.
Why is Cyclops such a shitty character?
And I'm like, wow, these, well, he was using Web Warrior, so I didn't, and like, he used one model I knew, and that was Spider-Man. And he was using impact webbing, where it's range 4 and attack 4, so I didn't notice.
See you later, Gentle Storms. Thanks for hanging out for a little while. Have a good night.
So, yeah, that was kind of a weird revelation when I'm like, Petey, you're looking at the wrong value here. He's like, oh my god. I'm like, yeah, son. We went over this beforehand, but okay.
Some people just need a gentle reminder. Like me, every single time I play.
Well, here's everyone's gentle reminder for when you're playing Marvel Crisis Protocol: kill MODOK.
Yes.
I may or may not have been able to activate him twice due to a card, and I totally didn't daze 4 characters with him.
Oh, he's nasty.
It was... I mean, he didn't get to do anything meaningful afterwards because he went to work on him, but it was like, I've done my part here.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do at that point? You're just like, holy shit. I mean, I almost felt bad about it, but he did kind of ignore... Well, like we say, the point of a game is to make your opponent make ever-increasing poor decisions. You know, you give him a bunch of shitty decisions. He literally became at a point where I'm like, well, you're going to go first, but wherever you go, I have a response. So pick your poison. And his poison was, I think, beat on Zemo.
No. Not if MODOK's out there.
I mean, Zemo had already been annoying. I put bleed on characters. I mean, I love Zemo. But, yeah, MODOK was just like, it's time to die. So I activate him. He's like, oh, okay, that was rough, but I'll be okay. And then I'm like, Red Skull goes and plays this card where I get to remove the activation token from somebody. I'll take it off
MODOK.
MODOK. And he's like, oh, shit. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, oh, shit. And because there's so many people who don't play him because they're like, he's stupid. Like, all right, he's stupid, but he wrecks face.
Yeah.
Man, I don't care how silly you look. If you're a mental organism designed only for killing, you're on my good list.
Wait, you guys, Nosferatu is getting older tomorrow?
Older? Oh. Well, then, happy pre-getting older day.
Yeah. Happy old man day, old man.
Oh, man, that wasn't just you. Petey won't play him. There's a lot of people who just don't like the way he looks.
Yeah.
You're not the only one, Banyan.
Yeah, Banyan.
So, and to all of you who
Why
don't
does
like
everything have to be about you?
He thinks he's special or something.
I don't know.
Well, I had a choice when I was building the list. I'm like, I can either bring the Thing, a.k.a. the Hulk, because I use my Thing model as a stand-in for the Hulk, even though, I mean, I've fully painted the Hulk. He's right here. But I like the Thing much better because the Thing is cooler. I was like, the Thing or MODOK. I'm like, well, I'm playing bad guys. Let's just lean into it.
I love the Thing.
Which is a weird thing because I'm normally play the good guy type of guy, rebels all the time, good guys. I've only played the good guys once in Marvel Crisis Protocol. The rest of the time, it's been the bad guys. Look, here's a Nazi. Here's another Nazi. They're evil.
They should. I just noticed that they said that all their shipping stuff is delayed, by the way.
Yep. I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, what's new?
Good old COVID.
I mean, well, it's coming from China.
Yeah.
So between
Stupid
Chinese
canal.
New Year's, COVID, I'm sure some of it might have been stuck at stupid Suez Canal.
Oh, Legionnaires had a show topic. How to get back in gaming shape.
Oh, God. We're wrong person to talk to about that.
I mean, I'm in gaming shape. I am round. That's a gaming shape.
I'm like a D100.
Are we talking about, like, polyhedral? Because that would be a bit weird.
I am like
What
a
about
D100.
Sakihedral? Much closer to fully round. Ozaki. Name the shape of a 100-sided after yourself. All right, sure. But yeah, that's actually not a bad thing. You just sit down often. It's like any other exercise, just increasing amounts of standing.
Vivek suggests eat donuts for getting into that gaming shape, regaining your gaming figure.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm losing my gaming figure here in COVID. I've lost over 20 pounds, so.
Maybe.
I'd actually prefer not to get it back, but yeah. It's just tough because, you know, when you're just working and sitting at home watching TV and not actually standing at gaming tables, you do kind of end up in worse shape. Probably should exercise in general more. That would help. Go out and run some or walk. Walk's fine. You don't need to run. If you're ex-military, I'm sure you can, but a lot of us, civilians all the time, we don't have that let's just run instinct. Like, no, let's walk. It's much less taxing. It's some exercise is better than none exercise, so.
Running isn't always the best exercise for everybody anyways, because it puts tremendous stress on your knees.
Yeah, you're better off walking, and as you feel stronger, maybe you start jogging. And then you feel even stronger, maybe you can try running.
Yep. Or you can be like, physical therapist says, you know what's better than a treadmill? A stationary bike. Because then you're not putting... What?
You know what's better than a stationary bike?
A couch?
A non-stationary bike. I love biking. I just haven't done it.
I haven't been on a regular bike in forever.
Yeah, I'd like to.
I don't even know where I would ride to in the city here. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, people like, for all of you who are going to go walking or running or riding or whatever outside with normal people, watch out. Their driving habits have gotten extra shit.
So in my living room, I don't have to worry about that.
Hopefully not, but considering how shit their driving's gotten, you never know. Because I'll be honest, like, I'm like, why are we on this road and I'm going 70 and being passed and honked at occasionally by people who are fucking idiots? I'm doing 15 over the speed limit. Y'all are fucking crazy.
Vivek says you burn almost the same calories walking 5 miles and jogging.
Huh?
But it takes you longer to walk 5 miles than to jog 5 miles, so...
Well, I would say once, I wouldn't do it as a mileage. I would do it as a time. I have a half an hour to spend. Walk 15 minutes, walk just about 15 minutes away from your house, then turn around, walk back.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you get faster, maybe you do something else. Maybe you find a trail. Maybe there's a local trail you find. You look for that stuff when you get a chance.
You just go a little bit further.
Yeah. If you get a little more time, walk a little further. Just time yourself. I like to time to, like, if you've got a podcast you like, us, someone else, you know how long that podcast is. You can go and go like, I'm going to see how long the podcast is, walk to the middle point, and then turn around and walk back. Or if you've got a circuit you can take. If you live in, a circle, or there's a guy who actually walks around the center island of our parking lot, just walks around a circle on his phone. I'm like, that's cool. He's getting exercise. It's all good, right?
We just walk a few blocks down past the church, and then to the next block over, and then we walk back. Just a big circuit, like you say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we live in the city. There's really no place else to go. Unless I'm driving to somewhere to go for a walk, which seems a little silly.
Back in the day, my mom would go to the park they made long after we lived there. They made a park reasonably close. So she'd drive there, I'd bike up there, and she'd walk around, and I'd ride around near her. And then she got her bike. We'd ride together. That was good.
We did used to have a big dog, and I'd walk him twice a day. In the morning, before breakfast. In the evening, before supper.
I would walk my buddy's dog because it was a big Great Dane that was stuck in a cage most of the day.
Ugh.
So I would, I'd come over when I had time and be like, hey, I'm just here to walk the dog. And they were happy to let me walk the dog as long as I wanted to. Yeah, I'll be honest, Captain Izzy. That was the wonderful thing about Pokemon Go when it would hit its apex, if you will, when it first came out. Everyone was walking all over the place. It was great. It was good for exercise for people who weren't necessarily normally enticed to exercise.
Yep.
Maybe it'll make a resurgent now that, I mean, once more and more people are vaccinated and COVID becomes less of a problem, which is now starting to actually look sooner rather than later, there are more people out, and maybe people rediscover the wonder of exercising outside a little bit. Just in time for spring and summer. That'll be great.
Well, the weather's gotten warmer. Fingers crossed again. The last 2 days it was in the 60s.
Out here. I cut my hair last week, and the temperatures took a nosedive.
Well, that was our last week. Last week it went down into the 20s, and I was like, what the hell?
I was like, thanks,
And
Mother Nature.
now we're back into the 60s, and I got to sit on the front step yesterday and enjoy the sunshine. So
Yeah,
now it's perfect weather for walking around the neighborhood again.
I'll be honest. Looking at cleaning off the deck with Banyan and getting some ability to sit out there and just chill. Chill
So
with the
that
tap,
or-
chill with something.
That'd be nice.
Cigar and a drink. Some scotch.
I mean, it's summertime coming up. Iced tea.
Oh,
Lemon. Well, you live in the South and you don't like iced tea?
Hell no. Hell
Busy, what the hell's wrong with him?
to the no.
So many things.
Yeah, no. And come on, Gonzo. If you're going to live in a state that's so southern, it's reprehensible. You should at least like southern things.
No.
Missy says everything is wrong with him.
Apparently.
I'm actually not allowed to drink iced tea. Not allowed to drink any tea, by the way.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Tea
What about
is
lemonade tea?
no tea whatsoever because of kidney stones. So
Okay.
There you go.
I've
I don't.
heard
like
a
tea.
lot of things that disallow for kidney stones. Like sweet tea, definitely, because you don't want the sugar and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But not regular iced tea. It's weird. But okay.
You can't
That's what the
get
doctor says.
regular iced
That's what the
tea
doctor says.
in the South unless you make it yourself.
Well, that's the best way to make it.
Sun tea. You know, you get the big glass jar and you put the tea bags in and some mint leaves and leave it on the step for... My mom used to make that. She'd leave
Yeah.
it on the step for like a couple days.
Yeah, then you put like an entire bag of sugar in it, and it's
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't like sugar in tea.
No. When I was younger, I would do that much sugar. I don't do that much sugar anymore, but I do love sweet tea. That's to say it's northern sweet tea where, it doesn't like, oh my God, my diabetic roommate just died because I drank a glass of sweet tea.
You don't like mint, Banyan? You don't like a couple leaves of spearmint in with the sun tea? No? Will it kill you? Now, I can't drink it anymore. I like the flavor of spearmint, but I can't eat it at all anymore.
I don't like mint in my tea either. I much more put a little lemon in it.
Banyan says, no, John's sweet tea is death.
Yes.
I'm
I don't
guessing
drink
it's
it
like
like that
one
anymore, to be
one
honest.
bag of sugar.
You guys, guess what time it is?
It's media section.
Movie sign? Movie
Yes.
sign!
Movie time. Excellent. Okay,
Time
give me
to
1
talk
second.
about movies.
And other media.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Can buy
And-
some snacks.
I kind of lost the thread there. Thank you for finishing that. All I can see is a soda cup and a banana dancing
Yep.
Yep.
in my head.
Funny Legionnaires, I kind of miss movie theaters, but not a lot. Because
I
there's
don't.
something to be able to go and like, oh my God, I really got to pee. Pause. Run. Pee.
Yeah.
Back.
The,
I miss
the
nothing.
only thing about movie theaters that I miss is the popcorn.
No,
Make it
homemade
on.
popcorn's better.
Because
Every time
I
go to the
like
theater, it's It's
I
it's
I
lukewarm.
like homemade popcorn, but I like movie theater popcorn.
That's
It's
fair.
different.
It is different, but if they give it to me warm, but it's always fucking lukewarm and terrible, and I'm like, why did I spend money on this shit?
Mm.
Plus, again, nowadays I'm trying to lose weight, so I would not eat as much popcorn.
Well, popcorn is actually a fairly healthy snack if you're not.
But not in the amounts that the movie theater gives it to you. A bag here, sure, it's fine.
That's fair.
So I do kind of miss it. I'm going to miss it.
It's better than a giant box of Reese's Pieces.
I mean, better, but man, Reese's Pieces are tasty. I haven't had chocolate in like a month.
Or a bag of chips. Yeah.
Gonzo
It's healthier
underwater?
than a bag of chips.
I did have a bag of chips earlier this week. One bag of chips.
Legionnaires says I almost never watch movies unless at the theater. I feel guilty wasting time at home. You know, you're not the only person I've heard say that this weekend even.
It went fair.
Like, because yesterday I spent a few hours playing Valheim, and I mentioned that to a friend of mine. He was like, I just can't. He's like, I can't understand a day where you just, where anybody just sits and does nothing.
Not doing nothing.
Like, I am a master of that.
Sir, I do not believe you have seen my life. That's going to be the entire chapter of my biography.
I'm going to watch movies and play video games.
There were days when we'd get done with lunch, Norrin would come over, and we'd throw in a movie. Next thing you know, we've watched 3 movies, and it's dark out. We're like, what the fuck happened to the day? But we had a great time.
Yes, Nivik. That's how my husband is too. Needs to be engaged somehow.
I pay a lot of attention to movies now. Like, there are movies I can have in the background. We'll talk about one of them today because I've seen it so many times. But if it's something new, I am trying to catch things. And I'm actually even so crazy. I like to watch things twice because you get a more true idea of what you feel of the movie the second time.
I'm starting to do that, John. I'm catching myself doing that more and more now. You know,
because the first time you have expectations, and sometimes you like the movie better because it may have done all the things you expected. Sometimes you like it worse because it didn't do what you wanted at all, which hashtag Star Wars sequels. That's why people hate them because they saw it and like, this was not what I wanted. I wanted the books they put out, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, all right, get out of here, fucker. Watch it again. Maybe you'll like it better. If not, that's a you problem. But that's fair. It's art. There's going to be expectations. The second time around, like the first time I saw, I'll use the best example, The Last Jedi, I was like, I think I liked that, but it was not remotely what I was expecting. When I saw it the second time with my mom, I'm like, okay, yeah, I like that. That was different. I enjoyed it. It had cool stuff. Because my expectations were out of the way. They'd already been quashed the first viewing, and now the second viewing, you're coming in with, okay, let's see what it is actually. Let's talk about an actual movie. Let's want me to rant about movie, watching.
I was just checking to see how many I had today. I only had a few. Because I wanted to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier.
We should save that to the end in case we spoiler, because some people may not know what's coming.
Yeah, we won't. We'll try not to spoil anything, or won't spoil anything.
It's gonna be hard not to.
Yeah.
Because everything happens in an episode. There's a lot of things you may have known something like this was coming, but you may not know it was coming so soon. So we'll save it to the end at the very least. Well, Kathy watched 3 things. I'm sure you watched like 17. I only watched our assigned thing because that was my week.
I only watched a couple of things. So, Kathy, you got first pick since you watched 85 things this week.
So, last night, we had a Discord viewing of Kentucky Fried Movie.
Oh, Goldfifth in his shoes.
Kentucky Fried Movie, 1977. My general impression of it is, if anyone has ever heard of Laugh-In, it's a old variety TV show from I think the 1960s, maybe in the 70s too. It had a feel like that, only much dirtier.
Yes.
It was dirty, crazy variety show. It was all like sketch comedy.
Yeah, it was a bunch of skits.
And but oh my god, it's so funny. But it did not age well.
No.
And if you're, like a teenager now, you would have no idea. You'd be like, oh, there's boobs, and I don't know what else is going on here.
Dated. It is very, very dated.
Very dated. I laughed my ass off.
It's one that's hard to rewatch, so you got to be in the mood.
And now I understand where my friend Big Jim Slade gets his Twitch channel name from.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was amazing and hilarious and stupid. It was so bad. It was so bad, but it was so funny.
How many space herpes do you give it?
Oh. I'm hovering. I'm at 3.5.
Okay. I think that's fair. It's a mood movie. You got in a mood for its particular brand of comedy.
Yeah, but oh my god, was it funny?
Yeah. If a lot like something like Airplane. If you're in the mood, it's the most hilarious thing.
You know what? It's by the same people, I think.
I know. Yeah.
So, the Zucker brothers,
yeah,
I believe.
It's proto Airplane. Airplane's sort of their. I mean, it's their crowning jewel. It is one of the best comedies ever made, and it will always be that. Even though some of its jokes are even a little dated now, but still hit pretty well overall.
I watched. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I watched a movie on Disney Plus, and it was Flora and Ulysses. Flora and Ulysses is a story about a girl. Her father used to write comic books, and her mom and dad have split. But she finds a squirrel that is a superhero. And so the squirrel has superpowers, can do certain things, and so on and so forth. Very much a kid movie. Very cute, very silly, very off the fun chart type thing. Younger kids will enjoy the shit out of this movie. It was still pretty fun. We watched it, me and my crew from work. We had to be at work till like 7:30 or whatever one day. And so we were like, oh, let's just watch Disney Plus because we have to be here, but we don't have to do anything. So it's on Disney Plus. It's great for younger kids. Special effects were fine. Characters were fine. Acting was fine. There was nothing really wrong with it. Just it's geared toward kids anyway. As an adult watching it, I had a blast. I would say it was probably, I would say I'd give it like 1.5, maybe 2. As a young kid, it'll be like a 0 because it's just, off the chain fun, silly type stuff. And like I said, it was still fun for me. Of course, it's all predictable. You can see everything coming from a mile, but that's what it's supposed to be. They're not trying for, an Oscar or whatever. You can tell that they made this for the kids to have fun, and that's what it was. So if you got like a spare like hour and a half, go watch it. It was pretty fun.
I had to look that up to be sure it was real because it sounded like you just had a bunch of cocaine and made something up.
No, it is. The squirrel.
I had to check it though.
The squirrel gets sucked into a on the run Roomba type thing and gains superpowers. So
sounds like cocaine, but the movie actually exists, so I have to believe you.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just, okay, that's what it was. So, other than that, John, what you got?
Well, the only things I watched this week were our assigned movie and Winter Soldier Episode 3.
Okay, so want to do our assigned movie this week?
Yeah, well, our assigned movie was Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
Yep.
Holy fuck, this movie.
Have you seen this before, Gonzo?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw this when it came in theaters. I saw this bitch in the theater.
I had never seen this before. Oh my god, what a fun ride.
I will say at this point, it is starting to reach the point where it doesn't hold up as well in multiple viewings. It starts to drag certain jokes. Just you're like, oh god, this movie is never outright racist, but boy, is it racially insensitive.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a sign of its time.
Oh no, Nivek Spence. It's not the one with Sean Connery as the dragon. This stars Timek as Leroy Green Jr. or Bruce Leroy. And Vanity, and it doesn't really matter other than that. I'll be honest. Acting-wise, Timek, and then the two other leads, the Shogun of Harlem and Eddie Arkanian, they're all playing their parts perfectly.
Oh yeah.
Everyone else, it's hit or miss.
A bit stiff.
His younger brother's pretty good, but it's very odd to have like a 13-year-old talking about sex like that and talking about.
It's not really.
It's not. It's a little rough. Like, yeah, ooh. And some of the lines.
I remember 13-year-olds that were exactly like that when I was that age.
That scares me because that's a little creepy. The fight scenes are fun. None of the fight scenes are boring because Timek actually knows what he's doing, or at least can pretend he knows what he's doing. But really, the end fights are the best because you get most of the fun stuff there. You get a very, very, very young Ernie Reyes Jr. Kicking some people's butts. But yeah, this is.
I felt like it had the feel of a comic book. Like all the characters in it were so over the top, like it was coming from a comic book. Like the Shonuff, the villain.
Shogun of Harlem.
Shogun of Harlem.
It was all just very comic booky and caricatured, and that's what I liked about it. I thought it was okay. The plot super thin.
Yeah, and stuff just happens. There's not necessarily a direct cause and effect. There was one
fighting was cool.
Yeah,
it was fun to watch.
There was one scene where I'm like, there should have been some sort of scene between the last one and this one that basically Timek rebuffs Vanity's character for being a bodyguard, and he's very short with her because he's just had a bad time. And then, like, a scene or two later, he's there apologizing. Like, there should have been something between that to make him realize he needed to apologize. But it just sort of happens because he needed it to happen. And the most heartfelt scene in that is where the, let's say, singer, who Eddie Arkanian is trying to make it big time, basically breaks up with him and tells him what's what. And I'm like, that's a heartfelt scene.
Yeah, that was like the one part that felt like a real movie.
She fucking nailed that. And then it just went back to being crazy again.
Yeah.
So, this movie is crazy. It is fun at points. Again, like I said, racially insensitive at points. I mean, for the time, maybe not so much, but now you look back like, you're throwing those slurs around pretty haphazardly there, sir. But some really good scenes and worth at least one watch.
I mean, the thing is it brought out some really good lines in the movie. I mean, Shonuff, who's the master?
Kiss my Converse.
Yeah, shit like that. That's what really is.
Bruce Leroy catching bullets with his teeth.
I mean, that's the thing. It brought out some really good, stupid, hilarious lines.
And that soundtrack, that soundtrack is so early 80s. It is at points painful.
The entire movie is like a crazy period piece.
Yeah, it's like that disco's just barely dead, and there's still some elements there, but we're going into the 80s.
Yep.
And you just, I remember Dupoche. He's like, yeah, it was kind of like that. It was.
I mean, I remember when the movie came out and they did like some newscast did an interview with the main actor, and there was like, so would you really, if you were really going to be protecting somebody out in the real world, what would you be doing, and how would you do all these spin stuff? He's like, no, you just kick out their knees. And he was like, you just do the easy route. It was quite hilarious how when it came out, it was actually pretty big. And then,
well, I mean, yeah, Berry Gordy is a big deal.
Yeah.
Motown was behind this. It's just not. I mean, it's like a blaxploitation kung fu movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not as grim as those. Those tend to be a little more grim and gritty. This is much more, like Kathy said, it's much more comic booky.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the glow, the master, I opened a fortune cookie with no fortune in it. There was just all that stuff that was just really
and he
good.
has to be the most insecure main character of a movie that ever existed.
Yeah.
He was so painfully naive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Eating popcorn with chopsticks.
Yeah.
I would do that.
I mean, you could still walk around today and like summon circles and just shout, "Who's the master?" and you will have people respond.
It's showing off, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, it's worth a watch. But
Nosferatu says, "Thanks for the high school flashback." You're welcome.
Luckily, I own it because I bought it for a movie night with Alex and Anna like a couple years ago. It was one of our American Kung Fu movie collection. But yeah, I wouldn't. I give it about a 2.5. Space Herpes, because there are parts definitely worth watching, but some of those parts are painful and will hurt.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
It's definitely a movie that I could see you watching clips from rather than the whole thing again.
Correct.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
But it's a good watch once in a while.
I'll agree with you. I mean, for quotability and all that stuff, it's fun as shit. But it is a sign of its times.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those movies you see like, yeah, it could have been, but it wasn't.
Kathy?
Kathy's got more things.
Oh yeah, she's got like 75.
Movie, maybe?
I watched James Bond.
What? No.
I know. Die Another Day, the final Pierce Brosnan. So next time is Daniel Craig. I loved it.
Good. Okay.
Jinx, I think, is my favorite female character of all of them.
Well, it's good to see a competent one.
Yeah.
Not just a damsel in distress. I did like that the bad guy got his own Bond car and they had a Bond car fight.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. It was like missiles at dawn.
People complained about it, but I was like, they hadn't done that before. That's great.
Yeah. Why would he not? I love that the one guy had the diamonds explode and embed in his face, and he was just, diamond face forever after that. I mean, until he died.
It's a James Bond minion. He's got to be, he's got to stand out.
Got to be over the top.
Yep.
He was perfect. And I like the idea of that whole weird gene therapy clinic. And then you knew that the Graves guy was somebody from Bond's past. Was somebody that Bond knew who had been changed. And of course, it was probably the guy that everyone thought died at the beginning. Spoiler.
I think of the beginnings, the opening of this might be one of the weakest of the Bonds, though. I didn't really like the opening much, but once you got into it afterwards, I enjoyed it much more.
I felt like it was interesting that the opening credits was just like the series of him being tortured. Like, it gives you that sense of him being tortured for a really long time, and how he lived through. But I'm amazed that he doesn't have like 1,000 different kinds of PTSD, at this point.
He's James Bond. I don't think any of them were completely hinged to begin with.
Yeah, I know, but still, after experiences like that, you'd think he would be a little more jumpy after spending however long that was in a North Korean torture chamber.
Yeah, I'm not a super big fan of the theme song either.
Theme song was awful.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it.
Trying to find a nice way of saying it, but
I like Madonna. The theme song was awful.
Fair enough. What do you give it for Space Herpes then?
I'll give it 1. I like it. It's James Bond.
Yeah, I think it's another movie where people saw it once, had their expectations, it didn't quite match that, so they just shit on it rather than trying it again.
I really enjoyed it, and I probably saw it in the theater. I know I've seen it before because I remember the ice castle and stuff, but I didn't really remember much about it.
Yeah, well, this viewing you've been going through pretty much with just some basic memories and not a ton of expectations for otherwise plot, so I think it's giving you a good feel for them.
I did watch an interesting video this morning about this guy talking about the order in which they should be watched and why. And and he had them all over the place in this different, like there was Daniel Craig here at the beginning, there was Daniel Craig here towards the end. He even worked in the original Casino Royale into it, and the alternate was it Never Say Never Again?
Yes, I think so.
With Sean Connery, he worked those into there too. And if I wasn't almost done with my odyssey of watching all the, maybe I'll finish them by the time the new one comes out, is released.
Oh, Nivek, I don't know. View to a Kill.
Already seen it.
It's also got one of the best theme songs.
It's true. View to a Kill.
Duran Duran.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
But yeah, not the strongest Bond.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I've already passed that.
Yeah, that's well in the rearview mirror.
Yeah. We have gone from the first one in chronological order, Nivek.
So you've just got 4 and then the alternate Casino Royale, right?
Yep.
Unless that 5th one comes out, that last Bond movie comes out before you get done, which I don't think it's slated to.
Wait, so the Daniel Craig ones are
Casino Royale,
Skyfall,
Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, and Spectre.
Okay. So yeah. And then after that's done, I'm going to watch the old David Niven Casino Royale.
And I will warn you, by my recollection, they sort of go by Star Trek rules when they start doing every other one good. Yeah. I'm not saying the middle ones are bad, but I don't think they're as good.
Well, Daniel Craig's not difficult to look at, so it'll be fine.
There you go. Oh. Gonzo?
The Winter Soldier was Falcon and Winter Soldier was my other one.
Yeah, so if you are worried about spoilers, I would tune out now. I'm sorry, because they're so intrinsic to this episode. I don't think we can get away without really getting there.
I won't give any spoilers away that I think of, but I will say this much: so much better than Wanda and Vision.
Well, I'm not going to say that because I didn't watch the whole thing, so it's not really fair. It's better than the first 10 minutes. A little bit better than the last episode, so. I love the character interactions of all the characters. I hope all of you who don't want spoilers are checked out now. I see a couple people have left. Thank you. I should not like Zemo like this, Gonzo.
It was good. I really enjoyed
it. They're doing a great job of fleshing out his character, keeping what they did before, but then fleshing it out with new stuff. It's good.
Yes.
Yeah. The other guest star that shows up was good to see. Interesting to see where that goes. Then, of course, the cliffhanger at the end.
Cliffhanger at the end. Can't wait to see that.
Yep. But yeah, so Dawson Frontier, they basically, and this happens the first couple minutes, is they go to talk to Zemo, and they bring Zemo out, and it becomes a team up, Falcon, Winter Soldier, and Zemo, and it's great.
Yeah.
Like, super great. Daniel Bruhl is so good. Like, they're arguing, and he's trying to interject, and he's just like, no. As they tell him to shut up, he's just like, all right, you know. This is the first one I've been like, I really think I want to rewatch this one before the next episode comes out. Like, the other ones have been pretty good. This is one I really think I want to rewatch and see, just enjoy all that interaction.
They did really good writing, really good pairing, and it's still got great action in it. Even when there's not a ton, the action that does show up is still really good.
And they expand the Marvel Universe to bring in Madripoor, which is not a big deal necessarily the Avengers, but it was there's a lot of X-Men action that took place there. And interesting to see what they do with that as far as in the future.
Yeah, I mean, because we're halfway through the series right now. I think they're only doing 6 episodes.
I thought it was more than 6. I thought it was 7 or 8.
That was only 6.
I mean, I don't know how they could clear that up. I mean, they won't clear everything up. I don't know how they could clear even up as far as we've seen preview-wise to that. So we'll have to see.
That was only 6.
But, if only someone knew that it could tell me. All right, let's take a look.
How many episodes? 6-episode event.
Yeah, looks like 6 episodes.
Yeah, Loki's only going to be 6.
I mean, they'll keep us wanting to come back for more. I hope they can clean up I hope they can clean enough up of it and make it a complete enough story.
Yeah.
That the shortness doesn't piss me off. Didn't WandaVision get 8?
They got 9.
Fuck. I mean, 6.
Yeah. That's what I thought was interesting. It was going to be only 6 episodes. I mean, they are releasing them weekly, so I mean, we got 3 more weeks left. But then I think Loki comes out after that.
Yeah, it's
not like as soon as one ends, another one
making
starts
next
up.
season too. There is a picture going around Facebook that I shared with Banyan, where it's got a picture of the new Captain America, Captain Douche America, and Zemo, and it's like, is it weird that I trust Zemo more than John Walker, who's the Captain Douche America? I'm like,
they started showing his character the way that I expected them to show Captain America or U.S. agent.
He's got character.
Yes,
he's not just one dimensional, because you saw in the second episode where he's just like torn. He wants to be the best Captain America, but he's not Steve Rogers, and it fucking shows every time he interacts with people.
Yep.
Because he does everything the way Steve Rogers wouldn't have done it.
Correct.
He's like the anti-Steve Rogers.
And that's what he's supposed to be.
Oh, Captain Mizzy throwing a little shade there. WandaVision should technically be 6 episodes. There's 3 episodes to get anywhere.
But, I mean, because... Now, I did hear that some people are giving the actor some shit. And that's bullshit. We all know you don't hate the actor, you hate the character. The actor's doing their job.
And if you hate the character, the actor's doing it right.
Correct.
And I think he is doing it right. I have no complaints about any of the acting in the movie.
No.
In fact, the only thing I have a complaint about is, I mean, I understand they want to give Sam a backstory, but his personal life backstory is less interesting than everything else going on. But I think they need to for further seasons.
Yeah.
And honestly, I am all in on the, if they're going to do 6-episode seasons, if they can do them yearly or even quicker, if in some cases, I'm in for this. Because you get consistent content where you don't need to have a whole movie and be like, oh, we've got, War Machine for this movie. You got James Rhodes in the first episode. Maybe he shows up again. They're not doing anything earth-breaking enough that you would need to call in the rest of the Avengers.
Correct. They're just doing like little snippets of characters.
And world building so much. They've done a ton of world building, and it's only episode, 3?
Yep. Halfway through.
Amazing. 0.
I didn't have any issues with it either. I do like that we're like expanding on everything, especially the after credit scene, which is good because I had to look up to make sure. I was like, that is,
I don't think we watched credits. Banyan, I blame you. We didn't watch credits.
Yeah.
I'll watch it here right after we get done.
Yeah, you have to watch stuff. So, yeah, 0 for me. No problem.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. We stopped right on time. That's a first for us. We get going on and stuff. Guys, we really appreciate y'all listening. We appreciate y'all coming out. We appreciate anybody that listens to us anywhere. It is such a joy to do this. We have a blast. Thanks for watching me paint and mess up models. And then us talking about other things. If you have a movie you want us to review, send us a message. You could tell Kathy when she's streaming, John when he's streaming. Send a message to More Than Dice. I'll get it and we'll see. Make sure to check out all of our social media, especially Facebook.
Some of those movies we might not all watch. It might not be, it might not be Kathy or Gonzo's thing. But I mean, if you want to see something, you want, something weird like that, I'll take a look at it. I'll maybe do we got some gaming going on, Gonzo. I could bring back the solo podcast earlier than I thought.
I have enjoyed these few movies that people in the chat have been like, I want all 3 of you to watch.
Of course, you watched Megaforce or The Last Dragon.
Yeah, I enjoyed that because some of these are movies that I didn't consider watching. I'd never heard of, but I'm watching it and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Even if it's even if I think it's not that good of a movie, it's still fun to be able to watch it and talk about it.
Well, I don't see Lady B here, but we could watch. She had recommended the 2 of the Iron Man, which we could put on our list at some point.
Guys, we're going to send y'all off to the Pyro Club, and we're going to raid them. But before we do that, make sure that when you go there, when the raid hits, hit a refresh, so whenever it goes there, they can get all the credit of y'all watching them. Just go in there. Once you're in the channel, hit refresh so it helps them out. That way they can get the bonus for stuff. Guys, take care of everybody. Take care of yourself. Watch out for everybody. Wear a mask. Be safe. We want to see y'all some other time. For More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I'm Kathy. Is hard boiled about eggs?
No. It is about badassery.
Because they're
Tequila.
hard boiled.
No, because he's a hard-boiled cop.
But if you push him off of a wall and he breaks, you got all the king's horses and all the king's men come and put him together again.
Funny note, never once does it say that Humpty Dumpty was an egg.
Correct.